Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. When Lyndon Ashby returns as Cameron Kirsten this week, fans of Young and the Restless should be prepared for some significant surprises. We can now officially identify Sharon's long-rumored stalker in our most recent weekly edition of Comings and Goings for May 22 through May 26. In addition, we're exploring upcoming story twists, character comebacks, and developing drama. You won't want to miss a single episode of your favorite CBS soap opera with an intriguing new storyline. Fans of the soap show The Young and the Restless, hello! In this weekly installment of Comings and Goings for May 22 through May 26, we have some exciting news. We have concrete evidence of Sharon's stalker. Now that we are aware of their identity, the actor chose to go ahead and add the credit to his IMDb page, even though the reveal hasn't yet been made, even though we already pretty much knew who it was based on all the indicators. Therefore, it's exciting because when I checked the IMDb website, it appeared there. Yay! Thus, it is verified. In this case, we were correct. In a moment, we'll go into more detail about it. After this, check out our The Young and the Restless playlist for more information, including a discussion of Sharon's stalker. We came up with two ideas just to compare and contrast them, but we always knew which one it was. We'll discuss that in a moment. But first, Lucy Romalotti will be back in town on Monday, May 22. Of course, Lily Brooks O'Brien plays the part of her. Lucy has traveled across the globe to see her father, Daniel Romalotti, and Daniel is not holding back. He immediately informs Lucy that, by the way, your grandma, Phyllis Summers, is alive and lied, and created this sinister plot to set up Diane Jenkins. In these upcoming Young and the Restless scenes, it appears that he is not even attempting to soften the blow. He only betrays her grandmother P, but who can actually hold him accountable. It's also intriguing because we are still unsure of Daniel's exact actions that caused his relationship with Heather Stevens to fall apart. We do, however, know that it was terrible enough to destroy their relationship. He does, therefore, briefly discuss it, but they continue to avoid it. They haven't yet given the entire narrative, in my opinion. But ultimately, Lucy is back. She is already aware that she need not be in mourning over her grandmother. Well, at least you're still alive. If she is taken to prison, she could have to mourn her loss. Additionally, Phyllis Summers will be appearing in scenes on Young and the Restless during the week of May 22. She's hiding out and has modified her tiny Barrett. She is sporting the identical spectacles and ball cap that she wore to her own funeral, and that's fascinating. Many of us, including myself, thought, well, that's obviously Phyllis standing there, as we saw in the funeral scene. How, for instance, do they not recognize Phyllis? However, what's intriguing is that Michelle Stafford, who portrays Phyllis, claimed to have been wearing that outfit and to have passed Joshua Morrow, I believe, without a second thought. On Young and the Restless, she worked with a lot of people and had sex scenes with them. Joshua, I'm quite confident about that. He passed her directly, grinned, and said, "Sup," as if she were just another rando extra on the set. She also expressed shock that he didn't recognize her. She claimed that while many people chose not to, she did. We can therefore quickly conclude that it is Phyllis because we all expected her to attend the funeral. However, it's simply a little odd that her regular coworkers didn't recognize her. So perhaps it isn't such a weak story point after all. The big news is that Sharon Newman will have a major plot of her own. We know this storyline is based on May sweeps, which have been circulating for a while. It will eventually yank Nick Newman away from Sally Spectra. Additionally, it will bring him and Sally Spectra further apart, which could bring them back together. You may recall that he recently and publicly declared his love for her. He's just been sleeping with her and being generally helpful. However, he admitted to his son Noah Newman that he wasn't in a position to fall in love with her. After speaking with Alina, Nick noticed that something changed when Alina had to end their relationship since Nate had been caught sleeping with Victoria. As a result, he went to Sally and said, "Oh, you know I love you, and I will always be here for you." She responded, "You promise?" After that, he says, "Yeah, I promise." And on Young and the Restless, he's about to be exposed as a liar. From Sharon and Nick's shared past, a very dangerous adversary is returning, and it might jeopardize Nick and Sally's union. You can view the current video we made on this topic in our playlist. We made some wild guesses as to who it might be, but we weren't really certain it was Matt Clark, who was last portrayed by Rick Hurst. First off, he's probably dead, albeit on a soap opera. Dead doesn't mean much. They recently brought Diane back, you know. But since he's one of the worst characters from Sharon's background on Young and the Restless, we only introduced him as a hypothetical. And Nick, and that overlapped quite a bit. However, Lyndon Ashby, who plays Cameron Kirsten, is present, and this is quite thrilling. He didn't stay on for very long. He appeared in the early 2000s and had a total of about 55 episodes, all of which were incredibly intriguing. Sharon was harassed by Cameron. He had attacked Sharon and done all of these things to her because he was obsessed with her. Thus, the most recent bottle of champagne that she received, and you could see someone keeping an eye on her on Young and the Restless. It's noteworthy to note that Cameron's reappearance is listed as Lyndon Ashby's very first credit on his IMDb page. And on May 18th, that's when she noticed someone observing her as she picked up the champagne. We also made a video about that from a promo for the Young the Restless. Check out the playlist to hear it. When she sees this crimson blotch, Nick comments, "Oh, is that paint?" He then remarks, "I think it's blood." I'm ready to wager that Cameron Kirsten was terrorizing Sharon when she used that exact bottle of champagne to knock him down on his head. He was not dead when she placed his body in the trash can and abandoned him. Instead, he made the decision to murder Sharon's high school boyfriend, Frank Barrett. On Young and the Restless, her high school lover before Nick, who she dated when she was 16, was the father of twins Mariah and Cassie. He therefore murdered Frank, dumped his body, and then staged an accusation against Sharon for the crime. And sure enough, she was charged after that. Cameron then made the offer to fly her out of the country on his personal aircraft. Nick sneaked aboard the aircraft. After a significant altercation on board, all three of them managed to jump from the aircraft and land in a cornfield before the police arrived to arrest Cameron Kirsten. So, when we last saw him, the police were carrying him away. He vowed to exact revenge on Young and the Restless while spewing fire. And then, he's going back for it 20 years later. In case you missed it, we speculated about which of the two terrors from her past we believed it would be in our piece. But his wife, Susan Walters, who portrays Diane Jenkins, was another reason we strongly believed he would return before Lyndon Ashby made the announcement. They recently celebrated their 37th anniversary as a married couple, and they remain deeply in love. They will now have the opportunity to collaborate on Young and the Restless for a while. On Tuesday, May 23, which is the U.S. episode, Cameron Kirsten will receive her second credit for her role as Lyndon Ashby. There aren't any specific spoilers that point to it. And I do wonder if this time we'll actually catch a peek of him, or if it will just be more from the point of view of someone stalking Sharon. The most important revelation from this week's Young and the Restless comings and goings is that Lyndon Ashby has confirmed his return as Cameron Kirsten via his IMDb profile, and he will start wreaking havoc shortly. And that will cause Nick to turn away from Sally and towards Sharon. There are many things to unpack. It will be thrilling and not to be missed. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay with us.